I'm thinking of buying a house where my parents and sister can live with us. If you're not up for it, we can consider divorce. Sure, but you might regret it. Regret? No way, haha. My husband shrugged and chuckled. However, a month later, he would face an unimaginable crisis. My name is Amelia. I'm a 40-year-old office worker. I live with my husband Lucien and our 8-year-old daughter. Lucien and I have a pretty good relationship, and we're caring parents to our daughter. We've had open discussions about various topics. On weekends, we go out as a family, and there's a cheerful atmosphere at the dinner table. We have a dual-income household, so our financial situation is relatively stable. We're not worried about the future. Life was good until an incident shattered the harmony between my husband and me. What? My mom collapsed? I got an emergency call from the hospital while at work. It was about Mom falling down. I left work early and rushed to the hospital. Mom! Oh, Amelia, you came. My mom was lying in the hospital bed. She had collapsed due to a sudden illness, but she was stable after emergency treatment. I was shocked to hear you collapsed. I'm sorry to have worried you. Mom is 70 and lives alone. Ever since my dad passed away a few years ago, I've been concerned for her. Now, it seems she would have to stay in the hospital. Is it a severe illness? No, they're going to run tests. I just collapsed suddenly. I see. I thought it might be safer for her in the hospital than being alone at home. I went home with these thoughts. Is your mom okay, Amelia? Yeah, she's stable for now, but she has to stay in the hospital. I see. My husband was preparing dinner with our daughter when I got home. He had considered leaving work early too, but I told him it wasn't necessary since Mom was stable. As we ate the dinner my husband prepared, I shared what was on my mind. I'm thinking of having Mom move in with us after she's discharged. What do you think? I couldn't decide this alone. I needed to consult my husband. Surprisingly, he agreed readily. I'm fine with it. It must be lonely for her, especially after this health scare. We should support her. Lucien. I was elated to hear my husband say that. I thought, I'm so glad to have a dependable husband during times like this. Our daughter also chimed in, praising him. Dad, you're so cool. After that, I went to visit Mom in the hospital and told her about it. Mom, why don't you come live with us after you get discharged? If something were to happen again, you'd be alone, and that worries me. We want to be there for you. No, I wouldn't want to be a burden. Don't worry about it. We don't think you're a burden. What does Lucien think? We talked about it yesterday, and Lucien agrees. Really? Yes. He said he wants to fully support you as a family, so you don't have to worry about anything. Amelia, thank you. That means a lot. Well then... But I'm sorry, I can't live with you. What? Why? I'm going to stay in this hospital from now on. What do you mean? What could have possibly happened? Do you have a serious illness? But she hasn't even been tested yet. Mom looked down when I asked. I was planning to tell you once I prepared myself, but I have terminal cancer. What? My time left is probably a year, or even less. I felt like my head was going blank. The shocking truth rendered me speechless. Terminal cancer? Just a little time left. I was stunned for a moment. Amelia. Sorry, Mom. I was just shocked. I never thought you'd have cancer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I hadn't sorted out my feelings yet, so I thought I wouldn't be able to talk properly. No, it's okay. I understand you're going through the hardest part, but... Tears were streaming down my face as I spoke. Just imagining Mom passing away was unbearable. Amelia, thank you for offering to let me live with you. Just knowing that you and Lucien care about me so much makes me very happy. Mom? Mom was also shedding tears. After a moment of shared crying, we finally started to feel a little better. I'll come visit you every day. You don't have to go out of your way. No, I want to come. If you need anything, just let me know. All right, thank you. Then, after returning home, I broke the news to my husband that Mom had cancer. Terminal cancer? I can't believe it. My husband was also shocked to learn about my mom's condition, and he was incredibly considerate toward me. You don't have to worry about the chores while you visit Mom. I'll take care of as much as I can. Thank you. Because my husband was supportive, I was able to spend every evening with Mom at the hospital after work. On days off, my daughter and husband would join me, and Mom seemed so happy. I was incredibly thankful that my husband created an environment where I could cherish the limited time left with Mom. I continued to visit her regularly. However, day by day, Mom's condition worsened. Mom, are you okay? It's getting pretty tough, isn't it? Oh no. About the inheritance. Let's not talk about that. It'll only make things harder. But it's important. Please, let's discuss it. All right. Mom said this with an unusual seriousness, so I listened to what she had to say. What she told me about the inheritance left me in disbelief. Turns out, Mom had assets worth more than $2 million. Upon asking for more details, I learned that Dad had initially invested in real estate, and Mom continued those investments after inheriting them. Thanks to that, she was able to earn more money than when Dad was making money. I want you to inherit the properties I own and continue investing, she said. I remember how Mom and Dad used to insist that I learn about investing. I didn't understand why, but I was told that it would be a good idea to acquire this knowledge, so I studied accordingly. I also gained experience by actually investing in stocks. Mom then told me something shocking. Remember, don't just talk about this wealth. Tell only people you truly trust. I understand. The first person who came to my mind was my partner. He's a trustworthy and dependable partner, and I thought there'd be no harm in sharing this with him. But right now, I don't want to talk about heritage just yet. Still, I wanted to wait until after Mom was gone to bring it up. A month later, Mom passed away. I was able to spend her final moments with her. I was able to prepare for my mom's death, and we were able to have many conversations right up until that point. After Mom's passing, my husband and I prepared and arranged the funeral. About a month and a half later, I told my husband about the inheritance. I've actually inherited about $2 million from Mom. What? He looked incredibly surprised. Is it true? Yes. Wow, $2 million. Just keep it between us. I'm only sharing this with people I trust. Of course, I won't tell anyone. I'm relieved. Thank you. I felt a bit lighter having shared this with my husband. Having suddenly inherited such a large sum was beyond my emotional capacity. That's why I'm glad I was able to talk to my husband, my partner, and think about what to do next. But from that point on, my husband's attitude began to change subtly. Where did you get that watch? I thought the design was cool, so I bought it. That's right, it's definitely cool. How much did you buy it for? I think it was about $2,000. What? $2,000? Why did you buy something that expensive? It's not that expensive. Come on. No way. Considering our income, that's a lot. We have the $2,000, so what's the issue? Haha. I was stunned by my husband's comment. He was acting as if the $2 million I had inherited was his to spend freely. No, listen. I was planning on saving that money for our daughter's education and our retirement. It's not for buying stuff like that. My husband made a displeased face. So you're saying I can't even buy what I want? Do you realize how much I've supported you? Who do you think did the chores while you were visiting sick relatives? I mean, yes, but... He became aggressive. From then on, he started to buy expensive brand items. He also started talking about quitting his job, or moving into a better home, always counting on my money. Look, you've been acting strange lately. Let's forget about the inheritance for now, and go back to living as we were. No way! It's a waste not to buy something if you want it, and can afford it. Honestly, I didn't expect this to happen. My husband had changed, driven by the allure of money. He kept asking me how we should spend the inheritance. He'd suggested buying a luxury car or moving into a high-rise condo. Proposals fit for someone who'd suddenly become rich. I've told you, we're not spending the money like that. Let's stop talking about the inheritance. Angry now, my husband stared at me. You're kidding, right? I've supported you so much. I should have the right to use at least half of the $1 million however I want. And you're going to spend the full $2 million yourself, aren't you? You're shooting down all my ideas. What are you talking about? I'm saying we should use it responsibly. No, I don't trust you. You're planning to spend it behind my back. I won't allow it. His face turned red as he said this. Why did he change so much? We stopped talking after that. Then he took an unbelievable step. I bought a home to live in with my parents and sister. Wait, what did you say? I said I bought a new home. It's good for all three families. It's the best way to use the $2 million. Did you use my money? Yes. What the heck are you doing? I couldn't believe it. He had gone ahead and bought a house. If you don't like it, we can get a divorce. You'll lose the inheritance and lead a lonely, impoverished life. Ha 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 ha. Smirking, my husband said this. Then a question popped into my mind. Could he really spend that much money without my approval? I doubted it. Whatever happened, it wouldn't turn out bad for me. You'll regret this. No way. My husband shrugged and laughed. But a month later, he would witness a terrible outcome. I asked him which construction company was building the house. It turned out that the company was run by his parents' friends. So, you've decided to live in the new house with me, huh? Ha 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 ha. Good initiative. Just don't defy me, okay? My husband seems to misunderstand something, but I'll let it be for now. I quickly head to the construction company to talk to them. The manager shows me documents saying my husband and in-laws claim to have my power of attorney, but I've never signed such documents. This power of attorney is invalid because I didn't even know about the house purchase. A handwriting test will prove it. The man from the construction company goes pale. I apologize for taking things forward so carelessly based on what your acquaintances said. We'll cancel it right away. Satisfied, I tell him to keep this cancellation a secret from my husband and in-laws. He agrees. Then, I secure a rental contract for a new condominium and serve my husband divorce papers. I can't continue our marriage. He looks surprised, but snickers. Sure, you're okay giving up life in a $2 million home? Yes, I am. That house isn't even bought yet. I'll take custody of our daughter, and we won't split any assets, okay? Smugly, he agrees. Fine by me. I've got a new house waiting. Glad the construction company kept the secret. My divorce went more smoothly than I had anticipated. I signed the divorce papers, had my husband do the same, and then left the house with my daughter. My daughter had liked my husband as her dad, but she had recently become afraid of him and kept her distance. So she seemed relieved when we moved out. Our new home is a clean, secure condo. It doesn't even cost that much in rent. Even though I inherited a large sum of money, I have no intention of changing our standard of living. That's how we've been living our everyday lives, instilling in my daughter a sense of normality. About a month after moving into our new place, I received an angry call from my ex-husband. Hello? Hey, what the heck is going on? Why has the construction on the house been canceled? Oh, you just realized that, huh? When I explained what happened, my ex-husband was furious. You've got to be kidding me. There's no way that's allowed. It's my house. What are you talking about? You just put the house in my name because I have assets. At that point, it became my house. Besides, you forged my power of attorney, so the whole deal is off anyway. You can't be serious. My parents have already moved out of their house and are staying in my current apartment. We all plan to move into the new house, so it wouldn't matter if things felt cramped for a while. That's not my problem. You brought this on yourselves. So, please, Amelia, can't we just pretend the divorce never happened? No way. I don't want to see your face ever again. Don't call me, and if I see you, I'll call the police. Oh, and by the way, I could legally come after you for buying the house without my consent. But I won't, as long as you and your family stay out of me and my daughter's lives. That's harsh. My ex-husband seemed deeply shocked, but he agreed, probably because he didn't want to get sued. Later, I heard that my former in-laws had gone on a spending spree, buying up designer brands, and even lost money in stocks without any knowledge of what they were doing, racking up a huge debt. I was shocked to hear this, but it's no longer my concern. I'm spending peaceful and calm days with my daughter. I plan to continue watching her grow and let her do whatever she wishes to do. That's what I intend to use my inherited money for, along with continuing my investments to grow my assets.